final home game inside Pinnacle Bank Arena in this 24-25 season. The possession begins with Nebraska, and Callan Hake will bring it across the timeline. Callan Hake had a big game against Oregon, tied her career high at 17 points in the win over the Ducks. Markowski down low by the right block. Left hand, finish bounces in, and Nebraska on the board early.
And that is some good footwork down there by Markowski, going from the right to the left over her shoulder. She's been working on that all season, and it's finally come to life after a couple of slow games.
Washington offense has a bunch of players that can score as well. 4 shooters in double figures, as there's one of them. Savea Sellers lays it in. She had 7 points against Rutgers, averaging 15.9 points per game this season. Petrie on the opposite end, down low to Markowski, and the Huskers turn it over as Hannah Steins will be the one who brings it across the floor.
Yeah, and this Washington team is described as a variety of combo guards. They don't really have a true forward that plays the perimeter as good as these Washington forwards do. So this is going to be a team that can not only light it up from outside the arc, but also get some stuff going to the hole.
As Delia Daniels laid it in, it is a 4-2 ball game. Washington in front. Back down to Markowski. Lost it. Was able to push it into the corner to find Moriarty. And a whistle and a foul. Savea Sellers is the one who picks up the foul. It is her first.
Yeah, a couple of hot passes to handle from Markowski underneath. Just hasn't been able to gather the last 2 attempts, the feeds from Petrie. Nebraska's really going to have to work that inside game with Markowski if they're going to continue their success from the paint.
Callan Hake at the left wing. And the thing about Washington, they have a lot of size. Nisley 3 on the way. I think it was blocked on the way up. Moriarty grabbed the rebound and lays it in for 2. Nisley is trying to figure out if it was a foul or not, and is making her case saying, hey, I was hit on the arm. It was not a foul. This game is even at 4. Sellers across the timeline towards her right, and it's El Ladine. Ladine, one of the big-name players, averaging 16 points per game, the leading scorer on this Washington team, is Hannah Steins, another scorer, 10 points per game. Plenty of scoring in this Washington lineup, and they are so efficient shooting as well. It's almost shocking that they're only 15 and 12 as that 3 rattles out from Sellers. Offensive rebound is cleaned up by Ladine, and Ladine pulls a right wing 3, misses it. Rebound grab by Nisley, and here come the Huskers back down the floor with Hake.
Yeah, those are a couple of really good looks there by Washington. They convert on quite a few of those open looks. Nebraska's going to have to be tight on the perimeter.
Petrie spins back to the basket. Shot attempt is missed as she was fouled on the way up. 2 fouls for Washington in the first little over 2 minutes. And Petrie will go to line and shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, you see there the hand just getting onto the elbow there of Petrie. She earns the first trip to the line. And I'm going to expect Nebraska to continue that inside game. Markowski and Petrie both while they're on the floor. Nebraska is still shorthanded. They're without Britt Prince today. Of course, they have the season-ending injuries to Widener and to Potts, and Kennedy Williams is currently with the softball team. So, again, a shorthanded Cornhusker squad.
Petrie went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Last touch by Washington going down with Nebraska. You can't forget about Amaya Hargrove either, another freshman from the southern part of Illinois.
Yeah, she's going to have to play some big minutes tonight when Petrie and Markowski come off the floor.
Steins across timeline in front of us as they work it from left to right. Chloe Briggs has it. Again, Steins at the right wing. Steins off to Daniels. Ooh, she got Markowski already backing down into the lane. Ladine off to Daniels. Corner, one more pass. 3 on the way is good from Chloe Briggs. It's a 7-5 Washington lead. Briggs this season, 35% from long range. She's 1 of 1 to begin. Nisley at the left wing, dribbling in. Out to the right side, Moriarty. Moriarty into the lane, underneath the basket, into the corner. Callan Hake looking to respond. She does. Both teams shot really well from 3 in their last game. Nebraska shot over 50%. You like what you see out of Callan Hake making her first 3. You expect her to carry over from that Washington game what she had.
Of course, she had that big 3 in the end of the overtime to kind of solidify the Nebraska win. Both teams are going to have the inside-out game working today because of the way their forwards play.
Into the corner, 3 on the way from Coppinger. She knocks it down as well from the left corner. And Washington, 2 made 3s early, and we're not even 5 minutes through the opening frame. Nisley down low to Markowski. She's double-teamed. Attempts to lay it up a little too strong over the top of the basket. Rebound is grabbed by Ladine, and she will be the one who brings it across the timeline. Daniels dribbling in on Markowski for 6'6". She plays like a guard as she's down by the left post, now wants to go to the right post. Lays it up and a little too strong off the window, and Petrie's there able to clean up the mess.
Yeah, but you can see the ball handling ability there of Daniels. She's able to kind of drive around Markowski, who Daniels does have the speed advantage over.
And then they feed it inside. Petrie lays it in for 2, ties the game up at 10 after Moriarty worked baseline and the feed from Hake.
And that is a good find. Moriarty just completely open underneath the basket.
Down low by the right block, Hannah Steins is going to trickle out to the three-point line and wants to reset before passing on to her left. Again, getting it back, Chloe Briggs dribbles inside. I think she had it blocked by Petrie as she came into the lane. Nebraska does not have the numbers they want. Nisley off to Petrie. Petrie thought about a pull-up jumper, fed Callan Hake down low. It's out of bounds off of Washington. Will stay here with the Huskers as Alberti Rimdahl and Petra Bojan enter, and Alexis Markowski will leave the floor, and Kendall Moriarty, another senior, will also leave the floor.
Yeah, and bringing in Alberti Rimdahl is one of those things. She was brought in more as a sharpshooter, but in recent games, Rimdahl has been able to find her way to the rim and finish inside. She had 20 a couple games ago against Iowa, most of that coming from the free throw line and the interior. So she's going to be a real difference maker here today with these guard-forward combos that Washington has on defense.
Callan Hake back by the logo. 6 on the shot clock. Stopped at the right elbow before finding Nisley. Nisley fall away from the free throw line. A little too short. Rebound is loose, and the Huskies are the ones who come away with it. Hannah Steins brings it across the floor for Washington. Over to that left side. Chloe Briggs is at the top of the key. Briggs back over to Daniels. One more over Coppinger. Washington working around the perimeter. Right corner 3 is good from El Ladine. Ladine this season is a 38% three-point shooter, just adding on to how good this team already is from long range, and Washington is 3 of 5 from beyond the arc.
And she is automatic from just about anywhere on the floor. You got to really close out on her.
Good take to the basket. Alberti Rimdahl lays it in, back to a one-point game. Washington across the floor. We have a media timeout at the next whistle. Chloe Briggs steps into a 3, missed it. Rebound was grabbed by Washington on the offensive glass. Stays alive for another possession. Chloe Briggs onto her left. Coppinger off to Daniels. 6 on the shot clock. Spins, had it blocked again, this time by Petra Bojan. Rimdahl across the floor on the far side, out to Nisley. Nisley wanted the 3, didn't take it. Petrie will pull top of the key 3, knocks it down. From long range, Jess Petrie connects. Yeah. It's a 2-point game.
Petrie only the 28% from beyond the arc. That's a huge 3 to give Nebraska an early lead here coming up on the under 5.
She shot pretty well from long range in a few recent games as well. Back to the basket, laying it in with the right hand, Delia Daniels.
That is some nifty footwork underneath. I talked about it with Markowski on her first basket of the game. Now Daniels getting in the middle of the lane, able to just cause some misdirection with her feet.
Nisley at the wing, dribbles in, stops Bojan from the right block off the window, banks it in for 2, bank open on a Sunday afternoon.
And both of these teams, you can tell, a little bit physically tired as we haven't had a stoppage in play.
About
We're
3
still
minutes.
waiting for the under 5 media timeout. But both of these teams still continue to be hot from the field. Nebraska, 67% from the 3. Washington, 50% from the field.
Ladine dribbles in. There's our whistle. There's our stoppage as she got fouled going up with the right hand, and that will take us to our under 5 media timeout in quarter number 1. Offense has came to play on both sides. Nebraska's in front by 2, 17-15 here on Big Ten Plus. Resuming action, Ella Dean at the free throw line. She got fouled, leading to 2 free throws. First one is good, second one on the way, also good. This game is even at 17. Key game for both of these teams. Washington more on the bubble than Nebraska is. Nebraska just trying to solidify their tournament resume at this point as Callan Hake is at the elbow. Work it inside to Markowski. Good defense from the Huskies as they just have to kick it out to Amaya Hargrove at the wing. Hake got it back, dribbling in off to the left side. And then Alberti Rimdahl stops over the left wing. 3 on the way. Callan Hake, a little too strong, out of bounds. That goes off of Kendall Coley, and Washington secures the basketball.
Yeah, Kendall Coley getting her first chance to get in the game now. She is among the top 5 in Nebraska history with 132 games played in a Husker uniform. Another one of those seniors that Nebraska's honoring today.
Ledeen at the right wing, and then off to Devin Coppinger. Plenty of seniors here on senior day. Kendall Moriarty, another one, is dribbling in. Another good finish for Ella Ledeen off the window. Huskies retake a lead. Just about 2 minutes left in quarter number 1. Alberti Rimdahl dribbles in, stops into the corner. Coley out Markowski. She had 6 threes against Washington. Not able to knock her first one in, and then Coley grabs it underneath. Rimdahl dribbling again from the lane, and then she traveled as she was trying to spin out and kick it again towards that left wing side. Alexis Markowski, those 6 threes against Oregon, she's not typically a shooter. There it is. It would have been a turnover regardless, throwing it right to Hannah Steins. Steins off to Coppinger, and over again to that left side. Ella Dean. Steins right wing 3 on the way. That's short off the front part of the rim, and then a long rebound is saved, and then out of bounds is Brenna McDonald. The transfer from Yale stepped on that out of bounds line.
Yeah, McDonald led the Ivy League in blocks, so definitely a defensive threat, but stepping out of bounds right there on the end line. You saw it right in front of the Husker bench. Good hustle play. You like to see those hustle plays here early, especially after we had that media timeout, everybody kind of catching their breath. But both teams haven't really been able to settle back in since the stoppage.
It was like we had 3 straight minutes of uninterrupted action. Down low, Markowski spins to her right, lays it in with the right hand. Again, we are even at 19. 1:10 left in this opening quarter. The offense has been plentiful, especially on a mid-Sunday afternoon where both teams played really well offensively. Ledeen dribbles in, high off the window, gets that shot to drop. Washington again back in front by 2. Moriarty hopping in towards the lane and then circles back out by the 3-point line in the corner. Markowski trying to go back to work, kicks out Moriarty, dribbling in, down low. Markowski goes up, was fouled. Too strong off the back iron, but she'll have 2 attempts coming.
Yeah, that's another good look inside for Nebraska. You're going to see on the backside the help from Hannah Steins, just gets the arm of Markowski there. That'll send her to the line where she is a 67% free throw shooter, so one that will convert more times than not. But on the other end, Ella Dean already up to 9 points. Just unstoppable right now.
Well, she did have 28 against Rutgers, as that first shot is good. Career high is 40 against Northwestern earlier this year, so she is a scorer, and she's capable of hitting really any feat as Markowski goes 2 of 2, trying to defy that 67% free throw shooting percentage and ties this game up in the final 40 seconds of quarter number 1. Ledeen again. Coppinger got it. Rimdahl had a hand on it, almost took it away. Neither team has turned this basketball over a lot as well. Really good possessions, holding on to the basketball, resulting in good shots. Ledeen, right wing 3. Finally misses. I think every Nebraska fan was waiting for that to happen, and there you go. And the Huskers can hold for the final shot. Nisley is the one who brings it across the timeline.
Yeah, that shot from Ledeen was just a little bit rushed there.
Rimdahl's the one who will go to work. Dribbles in, stops with 3 seconds. Down low, Nisley back out. Rimdahl, she has to put it up. Her shot will not count as it went off the window. And at the end of the first quarter, we are tied at 21 between Nebraska and Washington on Big Ten Plus.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
The Huskies only in front by 3. Hannah Steins across the timeline. Rimdahl is there to pick her up. That right side over to the left was Ledeen to Steins. Top of the key, one more. With 5 on the shot clock, Steins dribbles in. Right hand, no. Right off the backboard, rebound grab by Markowski. She must have slipped or lost her footing. Husker fans thought she traveled. Rimdahl across the floor. Hake Markowski, Coley, think about another one. Did not like the look, and then down low to Amaya Hargrove right through her hands, out of bounds. 7th turnover for the Huskers so far today.
Yeah, and Kendall Coley just a little bit too hot on this pass to Amaya Hargrove. I'm a big advocate for if you're going to pass inside, you need to either pass it right to a chest or you need to bounce pass it, because those passes up at the post heads, those are really hard to handle, especially when there's 2 defenders down there in between the trees.
Big fundamental guy as Coley takes it away, trying to go the length of the floor. Had it stripped, she lays it in, and 1 free throw awaits to tie the game up. What a finish by Kendall Coley running down the floor.
Kendall Coley just gets a little bit of a poke here, and then Ladine unfortunately commits the foul. That shot barely got above the rim. I don't know how it quite went in, but that is a huge fire starter here for Nebraska to try and tie this game.
You saw the energy from Coley as well after laying that in. This is the final game she'll play on this floor, as her and 1 free throw on the way is good, and we are tied at 32. That was the first turnover from the Huskies as well. Anna Steins is the one who brings it across the floor, as this crowd is slowly coming to their feet. Again by midcourt, El Ladine over to her right. Ladine, top of the key, 10 on the shot clock. A 3 would give her 1,000 points, and she passes off to Tegan Brown. Steins with 5. Into the corner, 3 on the way is no good. It's too strong. Offensive rebound grab by McDonald. Goes up with the right hand through the body of Markowski, lays it in, and Washington not only silences the Nebraska crowd, retakes the lead as well.
Yeah, McDonald, that is a huge shot from her, only averaging about 2 points per game. She's already got a couple of baskets here tonight, and she gives her team the lead again.
Markowski basketball over her head, puts it on the ground, going to the basket. She took an extra step. She lays it in, but there was an extra step there. Good call by the official on the baseline. Another Nebraska turnover.
Yeah, you're going to see it here. She steps with that left foot and then just kind of drags it as she's trying to go up towards the rim.
She tried to get away with it.
Another couple of turnovers, though, and that's something that Nebraska's really going to have to clean up in this final minute 30.
Coppinger at the wing, off to Ladine, guarded by Coley. Over to the left, Hannah Steins again has it, and Washington just works it on the perimeter. Steins dribbling in on Hargrove. Out to the right side, Ladine. Thought about a 3 with 7 on the shot clock, and they reset the offense with 5. They have to go to work. Ladine's going to pull a 3, and she knocks it in for 1,000 career points, and Washington's in front by 5.
What a shot to get your 1,000th career point. Shot clock down to 1, just pulling up from about the midway point to the logo.
As Markowski lays it in, and 1 free throw awaits for the 2nd time for Markowski. Heck of a feed by Rimdahl down low to Alexis Markowski. Here it is again. Just a good pass, kind of threading the needle of Steins and Coppinger to lay it in.
Yeah, that is not an easy pass as Coppinger commits the foul. And that's what's kind of kept Nebraska in this game. You see there the graphic, 1,000 career points for Ladine. Congratulations to her. But for Washington, Nebraska's still hanging around here because of a couple of costly fouls on shots.
Markowski's and 1 free throw connects. It is back to a 3-point game. Not only is it 1,000 career points for Ladine, she also has a year left too.
That is true.
So that career total is only going to grow and grow for her. Back to a 2-point game, 37-35. Nebraska only down 2 with 8 turnovers is a bit shocking for how well this game has been played. Ladine towards that right corner, step through, and then going up with the left hand. Ooh, she got fouled late by Markowski's Chloe Briggs. Amy Williams not thrilled with it. She was asking for a flop, didn't get it. Here you go.
Yeah, Markowski
She
just
lands,
on the follow-through. Yep,
yeah,
on
she
the follow
lands
through.
in the landing space of Chloe Briggs. You can't do that. That's going to be a foul, but Briggs was lying on the ground on her back, and I think that's what Amy Williams was saying, call that a flop.
Yeah, it's the same terminology as like the 3-point shot, though, is you've got to give the shooter a spot to land, and Markowski on the follow-through for the block attempt just did not allow Chloe Briggs rather to have that, and that's where the foul was. It wasn't necessarily on the shot, but as much after the shot.
Briggs goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. She is a 74% shooter, and the Huskies are in front by 4. Final 40 seconds left in this opening half. Now Birdie Rimdahl is the one who brings it down the floor. The Nebraska offense looking to go to work. Logan Nisley at the wing. They've had a body on her almost at all times tonight. It trickles out to Petrie, and Petrie pulls up for a long two from the right elbow. No. Rebound grab by Markowski. Again, lays it in for two. Alexis Markowski so far has 17 points already. Washington can hold for the final shot if they really want to. Briggs at the left side to the top of the key, Coppinger. Steins deep right wing, Ledeen. Right corner three on the way, too strong. Petrie holds it. Basketball got stripped free, but that is the end of the opening half.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
A little bit of a jersey tug there from the Washington Huskies, but ultimately it's always the second one that gets called.
Yep. Steins across the timeline over to her left to find Briggs. Skip to Steins again. She dribbles in. Good feed to the top of the key. Chloe Briggs, three rattles out. Rebound was tapped by Daniels right to Nisley. Jessica Petrie again down low. They try to find it to Markowski. Markowski got hit, and she hit at the floor hard. Looks to be in a little bit of pain as she will get helped up.
Yeah, that one kind of took an awkward landing, and certainly this Nebraska squad already banged up. You don't want to see anybody else go down this late in the season. They're already missing Widener, Williams, Potts, and Britt Prince.
As Markowski's going to go take a seat on the bench for the time being, Petra Bojan re-enters. Especially Alexis Markowski, you do not want her to miss any games at all this season, as she's kind of favoring that lower back, and she is going to go back into the locker room and get looked at. They inbound to Nisley. Nisley baseline, lost the basketball working in, taken away by Daniels, and Daniels was just telling her teammates, hey, clear out. Anna Steins on the near side of the floor. Briggs at her left. The wing side, trying to dribble in Steins. Off to Daniels, right hand. Daniels lays it in, heck of a finish. And the Huskies are in front by 7. And this is the largest lead of the night for Washington at 7 points. Down low to Bojan, taken away. It was tip free by Daniels. Steins gives it off with the right hand, and a good finish by Tegan Brown. Washington in front by 9 with 4:40 left in the third quarter. They are turning the defense into offense.
Yeah, the defensive effort for Washington is so great right now. Tipping balls just like that one. You saw Briggs get her hand on one. They've caused about 4 or 5 turnovers just by getting a hand on the ball. Nebraska's really going to have to clean it up, and Washington just keep taking advantage. Hannah Steins has played all 25 minutes of this game. Washington's just been the benefactor of a lot of turnovers.
Nebraska starts with the basketball after the basketball was last touched by Wisconsin, or Washington out of bounds, not Wisconsin. Wrong W school. Wrong W school. Alberti Rimdahl dribbling in, stopping off to Petrie, down low Bojan. Bojan turn around with the right hand, left and short, grabbed her own miss, goes back up for 2, left that one short as well, as Delia Daniels can grab the rebound, and here comes Hannah Steins. Washington trying to get a double-digit lead into the corner. Tegan Brown thought about pulling it and has to reset. Back into their score of Ella Dean before she gave it off to Coppinger. Ledeen switched on to by Hake. Again, Coppinger has it. 8 on the shot clock. Delia Daniels trying to find Ledeen. She was cutting to the basket. Daniels goes up, lays it in with the left hand, and one free throw coming up.
That is a great finish by Delia Daniels. Being able to go up with the left hand, the offhand, gets a little bit of a friendly roll, but just watch the take here. Going in against Bojan. Bojan, just a freshman, still navigating her way. A little bit of a body bump, and then the friendly drop at the hole.
Markowski re-enters after she took an elbow to the back on the last few possessions. Delia Daniels and one free throw, hits the front iron and drops home. Huskies lead by 12, their largest lead of the night. Logan Nisley over to Kendall Coley. Alberti Rimdahl. You want to see the guards get going so the basketball isn't all with Alexis Markowski, and she fires a pass out of bounds. Another Nebraska turnover. They're starting to pile up at this point.
Yeah, that one's less of an unforced turnover as the other one's Markowski trying to go inside out to Nisley. Just a little bit of misdirection there on the pass out from the perimeter. I think that's what Nebraska needs to do, though, is go inside to Markowski and try and kick out now that Daniels is really locked in on the senior.
Coppinger over that left side. Basketball's with Hannah Steins. Delia Daniels again. Looking for somebody, and then a great cut by Hannah Steins, who lays it in for 2 more. Washington up by 14, but get this, Harmon. Oregon also led by 14 in Nebraska's win on Wednesday. Do we have deja vu on the verge of us? Who knows? Washington, by the way, an 11-0 run over the last 3.5 minutes. Alberti Rimdahl blocked, almost out of bounds. Good save by Tegan Brown. Washington slows it down, and they'll come across the floor.
Yeah, everything going right here for the Huskies. This is exactly what you want to see from this team, trying to move their way up in the Big Ten standings come tournament time.
Delia Daniels thought about a pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Dribbles in. Ooh, nearly traveled. That pivot foot spun every direction. Ella Dean with 5. Splitting the double team. Goes up. Right hand lays it in for 2 more. Amy Williams might want to burn another timeout here. Washington is on a 13-0 run, and she does just that with 2:18 left in the third quarter. It's a 3. Gallon Hake with the basketball, trying to feed it down low to Coley. She almost traveled, but we got a blocking foul on Washington. And I go back to that Oregon game where the Huskers did trail by 14, and they were able to rally back, and it was help from their guards. Nisley, Hake, Rimdahl, they all just kind of started working together. You have not seen that to this point, especially from Logan Nisley, who only has had 3. They've played really good defense on her for this entire course of the game. They inbound to Markowski.
Nisley with 3, Rimdahl with 4, Hake only with 3. Nebraska's really going to need someone else other than Markowski to try and ignite the offense here.
Alberti Rimdahl trying to do that. Dribbles in from the mid-right post. No. Right-hand jumper just a little too strong. Ella Dean across the timeline, splitting a double team. We'll try to take it all the way to the basket. Not able to. Well, able to take it to the basket. Not able to finish. Is now Nisley races across the court. Alberti Rimdahl had the look from 3 and then got a hand in her face. Logan Nisley, right wing 3, no. Rebound grabbed by Delia Daniels.
And Ella Dean telling everybody to slow down, burn some clock. There's a 1:30 left in the quarter. Washington can do whatever they want with all 30 seconds of this shot clock.
And you're entering a bit of a danger zone as well for Nebraska. They feed it down low. It comes away with a turnover. Callan Hake across the floor. Alberti Rimdahl at the left wing. Hake again is there. Coley straight away 3 on the way. No, missed it off to her left. Rimdahl grabs the offensive board, and they can reset offensively. Hake just backs out. About 60 seconds left in the first half and 10 left on the shot clock. Markowski looking for something, has to go to the basket or put up a shot. She puts up a long 2 as the shot clock was winding down. She missed it short. Rebound is grabbed by Daniels, and across the floor come the Huskies. Cannot hold for the final shot. There is a 21-second difference between shot clock and the game clock. Coppinger on that left side to find Steins. Tegan Brown is there. Final 10 seconds on the shot clock. Dribbling in is Steins. Kicks out. Brown might just have to put up the shot. She'll go right to the basket and lays it in. Not having a look from 3, just blows by the Nebraska defense. Lays it in for 2 more. Washington in front by 18.
Yeah, the interior defense for Nebraska is completely falling apart here in the third quarter.
Nebraska needs to get a shot off. It's going to be Hake. It's too strong. Rebound is grabbed by Daniels, pushing Markowski to the floor. And Ella Dean is going to pull up as time expires. Missed it, and Nebraska ends the third quarter on a scoring drought that almost lasted 7 minutes. That's why Nebraska is only 4 of 15 from three-point range. Thank you very much, Bridger. Washington starting with the basketball. They lead by 18. Dribbling in. Sellers, right-hand layup, no from the right block, just a little too strong. We mentioned at the midway point of that third quarter that Nebraska trailed by 14 against Oregon, ended up winning that game in overtime, but they did not have a 7-minute long scoring drought as Moriarty finally puts that to a close, laying it in to open up this fourth quarter. And look at this, Nebraska full court press that the Huskies beat with ease. Steins slows it down. Steins, by the way, has played every single second of tonight's contest. Coppinger down low to Steins. She's by the post on Rimdahl. Bit of a mismatch. Fall away from the middle of the lane, and it goes for 2.
That is a sweet shot from Hannah Steins. Got the misdirection against Rimdahl and just floats that one over the top.
Something else to note, Washington has not made a 3 in the second half yet. Moriarty trying to dribble in and get 2 more for herself. She pivots out to Callan Hake. 12 on the shot clock, Kendall Coley. Callan Hake again. Gonna dribble into the lane before Delia Daniels is there and absolutely closed it. It's a roadblock. Now Markowski wants to go to the lane with 3. Has to put up a fall away from the left block. No, Moriarty tried to grab the rebound, and we got a foul on Nebraska going down with the Huskies.
Yeah, and that's kind of a silly foul there by Kendall Coley, reaching for the ball. You need stops, but you also have to remember where we're at in the game. 8:40 to go. Nebraska's shorthanded. I feel like on the offensive side, Nebraska's second-guessing them subs. You look at Markowski down in the post. She's posted up against Daniels, but the guards don't enter it right away. And by the time they think about entering it, it's too late, and vice versa on the shot attempts. Nebraska really should just let it loose here a couple times, see what happens.
Sellers off to Daniels. She's at the free throw line. Cutting on the backdoor side. Hannah Steins lays it in. The Huskies lead by 20, their largest lead of the contest. 8:10 left in the fourth quarter. The time is now for Nebraska to get some points, and a lot of them in bunches. Alberti Rimdahl, she's going to pull a right wing 3, looking for that to start. That 3 is good. It's down to 17. You need a few stops defensively as well and have Washington to force some turnovers. Daniels to the basket, lays it in through Markowski for 2 more.
With Nebraska trying to apply pressure off of the made basket, they're not getting enough bodies back to defend the fast break. That has been the difference in the second half, has been the fast break. Washington's been able to get down before Nebraska even has a chance to set defense, and it's really played to the Huskies' advantage.
Right corner, Alberti Rimdahl. Callan Hake at the right wing. Over to her left. They just have not had the guards get into the lane the same way that Washington has. Moriarty trying to muscle her way in. Stops, spins back to her left, missed the shot off really the window and rim. The rebound is grabbed by the Huskies. Steins, good pass into left corner. 3 on the way is good again from Devin Coppinger. Huskies in front by 22.
That is a huge momentum killer for any momentum Nebraska had already in the quarter, 9-5 in favor of Washington. And I feel like some of the shorthandedness is finally starting to catch up to Nebraska, not having a couple of players deep on the bench to provide some minutes.
Markowski tried to lay it up, not able to. Rebound was grabbed by Moriarty. Her second chance wasn't there. Now across the floor come the Huskies with numbers. Steins' layup is short. Second chance is good for Tegan Brown. And Amy Williams unbelievably frustrated on the bench as her team is down by 24 at home to Washington. Callan Hake dribbling in, stopping Alberti Rimdahl. Rimdahl by the right elbow, finding Kendall Moriarty. Working her way in, stopping, kicks out to Hake. Thought she had a shot for 3. She didn't. She's got 5 on the shot clock, though. Needing to do something with the basketball, hoists up a 3, and it's an air ball out of bounds. Going down with Washington, also a shot clock violation. Another Nebraska scoring drought. This time it's for 2 minutes on the dot.
Yeah, and whatever you can call a line change here from Nebraska. They sub in 3 of their 4 available bench players. As you see the transition offense for Washington, they had a 2-on-1 multiple times down the floor, and the pressure only works for Nebraska if you can have the defense set up. We got another 2-on-1.
Yeah, they have another fast break opportunity. Is just letting everyone bounce right by her was Devin Coppinger, and lays it in for 2 more. The Husky lead only continues to grow as they have a 9-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Nisley, Petrie. Again to Nisley. She needs that one to fall in, and she gets it. 73-50 following the 3 is the Huskies are on a 28-8 scoring run over the last 11 minutes. How about another 2-on-2 down the floor, and the Huskies lay it in to extend the lead back out to 25. Goodness. Petrie top of the key, Nisley. The Huskies have just been everywhere where they needed to be. Alberti Rimdahl, another 3 attempt, no. Rebound grab by Petrie, and a whistle. Petrie got a little chippy down there. That's just the frustration boiling over.
I do believe that's a lot of frustration just built up there. Petrie and Ledeen both kind of fighting for that rebound. You'll see here the second effort. Petrie they're tangled up. Their arms are tangled up there. I feel like Nebraska has kind of ran out of gas here in the fourth quarter.
It seemed like it, and almost seems like it started with 7 minutes left in the third quarter, which it's bad to say, but that's the truth because they didn't score in the final 7 minutes of quarter number 3. Kenna Moriarty with 10 on the shot clock has to work her way to the basket, nearly has it taken away. Alberti Rimdahl with 3. Back to the basket, goes up with the right hand. She got fouled with 5 ticks of the shot clock left. And it's a shooting foul. She'll go to line, and it takes us to the under 5 media timeout in this fourth quarter. Washington has come to life in the second half. They lead 75-50 over Nebraska here on Big Ten Plus.
Who are only in single digits so far. Both of those players had huge nights against Oregon here on Wednesday night. It just feels like Nebraska doesn't quite feel confident in their offense without Britt Brents.
Yeah, it seems that way, which you have to, as a team, you have to understand if a player goes down, you need to kind of step up as a group and try to fill that void. They did that against Oregon. Really haven't done that tonight as Alberti Rimdahl goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Before she shot those 2 free throws, by the way, Harmon, over the last 10 minutes, the Huskies were on a 26-8 run. Now, over the last 10 minutes, they're on a 26-10 run. Just it's night and day how well this Washington offense has played as they double team Devin Coppinger, and we have a jump ball with the arrow going the way of the Huskers. So I try to get the basketball back any way possible to shrink this lead with 4.5 minutes left.
Well, and there's one of those hustle plays that you can build on positively after the game. No matter whether Nebraska can score 20-plus points in 4 minutes is beyond me, but that's one of those plays you're going to look at opposite of this play that you're going to say we did a good job on that. That one, just another unforced turnover. That's been the story of the game tonight.
Sounds like it's going to be hard to try to rally back from down 23 when passes are going out of bounds. There have been plenty of those from the Huskers that they want to clean up, and it's just frustrated Amy Williams.
And that's not all just Nebraska turning over the ball. Washington has been playing very sticky defense.
They have been very tough defensively, almost the opposite of the Ducks. When the Ducks came into town on Wednesday night, you give credit to Washington for playing really good defense. Ledeen dribbles in, good feed to Delia Daniels, who lays it in for 2 more. I chuckle just because it's so impressive watching Ledeen and Daniels play where you just have those passes like that. And Ledeen's got a few of those that are just really good.
That is a pairing that I'm sure if Washington fans could keep them around forever, they'd gladly keep them. That is a 2-man game that is just so hard to stop.
Huskies back down the floor. Ledeen wide open. Right wing 3. Knocks it in again. And the lead is 28 for the Huskies.
Yeah, Ledeen now 25 points on the night. And Daniels 21. Those two have been huge for Washington.
Alberti Rimdahl dribbles in. Bounce pass out towards the wing, and then Moriarty in the corner. That 3 is good. It's back to 25 for at least the moment with 3:20 left in the fourth quarter. But that Daniels and Ledeen pairing has just been really fun to watch as the Huskies burn a quick 30-second timeout. Almost too high at times with 15 turnovers per game, but they've been really clean at that today where they've only committed 5 turnovers. It's just more so like what's rest for this Husky team down the stretch, because you're right, they can make noise when the calendar turns. They hung with USC not too long ago in a game where they only lost by 5. You know, they enter 2-8 in their last 10. If we went into this game and we had no clue what they had done in the last 10 games, you could tell me that they had won 10 in a row, and I would fully believe you.
Yeah, this has just been a very impressive day. Coming out on the road after a hard-fought home game against Rutgers. That game, the final score doesn't say how hard that game was for Washington to win. They got out early, and then Rutgers kind of had a little bit of a comeback, and then they finally put the game away. But this is a team that has found their way through the new Big Ten.
Ladine, another three is good. Just continues to be on fire from long range. Rimdahl across the floor. Coley looking for her three. It's good again.
So now all of the seniors for Nebraska have kind of played a little bit more intense here in the last couple minutes. They've got 2 minutes 30 to kind of really leave this place on a high note. The score looks like it's going to stick.
They have all the seniors out on the floor right now. Jess Petrie is the only non-senior that's out there. Rimdahl, it's her first season with this program. Alexis Markowski, we talked about her earlier, and the impact she's left on this program. Hannah Stein's three from the corner is short as the shot clock hits 0. Kendall Coley's been with the program for 5 years, and Kendall Moriarty, another 4-year player for this Husker team. Petrie, left hand, lays it off the window. Back down to 23, 83-60. Washington will walk out of here with a victory, and up next for them is at Minnesota in 3 days from now, and one more for Nebraska when they play at Northwestern. And at Northwestern's always a interesting place to win at.
Yeah, Welsh Ryan Arena is one of the more intense places to play in the Big Ten, just by the intimacy of the venue. It's one of those places you feel like the action is right on top of you.
Sellers' three from right wing is no good in the final 90 seconds in regulation, 83-60. Moriarty across the timeline, and they'll let the seniors check out at the next whistle, which will be really, it's a nice gesture to at least show them what they've done for this, as Petrie will lay it in for 2, and here you go. 4 in, and they're going to pull out Logan. They're going to pull out, I believe, all the seniors. They will. Markowski, Rimdahl, Moriarty, and Coley. And on senior day, it's not going to go the way they want, but still one more game left in the regular season in the Big Ten tournament. They will go to the bench with a standing ovation from this faithful Husker crowd. And for Washington, it's going to be a quad 1 victory as well. That's going to really help them, as coming into today, they were on the bubble as one of the first 4 teams in, and they will maybe not solidify that resume, but surely help in doing that. 3 from the right corner, no good. Rebound is loose, and a whistle. I believe the foul is on Washington. It is. As we go into the rest of this Big Ten Women Basketball Sunday and this rest of the week, it's going to be interesting to see the movement, where teams move in the polls, and really that tournament bracketology. As I said, Nebraska at 9, they could end up being on the bubble after today. Petrie dribbling in, off to Bojan, nearly turns it over. Callan Hake will grab it by the logo. Final 30 seconds, 10 on the shot clock. Callan Hake over to Petra Bojan, pulls a 3, short rebound, not grabbed by really anybody, it's grabbed by the bench. Go the way of the Huskies, and the Huskies will let the clock wind out as the shot clock is turned off with 23.5 seconds left. And Sellers will be the one to do that as she steps over midcourt. For Washington, this is an impressive victory for them, a really impressive victory.
Yeah, and this is one that, if I'm the committee looking in, this is a win that Nebraska has historically played pretty well in this building, especially against conference foes. This is a Washington team that I feel deserves to be in, deserves to have a chance and show off what they can do. Ladine, Daniels, and the crew all have a great opportunity to make their mark in this 2025 postseason.